Flash and the Soldier the Gang Splitter. Y'all see what's going on. Feds the indictment in OBlock, locking up 5 members for the duck situation. Muwop, Kenny, Loss, C Murder, and they snatched up C Thing. Zell had killed himself because he couldn't take the pressure, because he already knew what the play was. Zell killed himself months prior because he already knew the pressure that was going to come behind this situation. So if they was to find out he was going to tell, or he was telling, he wasn't going to survive Cook County, let alone survive prison. Or even if he wasn't going to tell and he was going to stand on 10, he still couldn't deal with the prison lifestyle, facing life, facing the death penalty. He already know what come with capital murder. He got people that going to tell him, like, when they come down, they're going to charge out with capital murder, especially being at the location that it happened at, and all these good people, all these good righteous people in the high-end area. Yeah, and especially if his situation, his involvement was a big involvement, like a big lead in the case, he could feel in his head that he was going to get the chair, or he was going to get life, he was going to get the conviction. So instead of fighting his demons on land, that's the other side, his own crew in the feds, he'd rather fight God. Yeah, he'll take it up with Jesus or Allah. He think that the demons is more stronger than that. You see what I'm saying? The people on land, his crew, the feds, Satan put more fear into him than Jesus or Allah did. So he offed himself. He felt like that was the best thing to do. Especially, he probably knew in his head already where he was going in the afterlife. That's why one would kill themselves in a situation like this. Now, with Zell taking his own life, that could help OBlock, yeah, in court. Because Zell could have took the stand. Or Zell could have gave up some information that could have got them to chill, instead of getting life without parole, or life with parole, or just 30 years or 50 years. But the information Zell was going to release could have brought King Von in it, could have brought Lil Durk in it, allegedly. So Zell in his head could have been like, I'm going to go ahead and help my members out, and they ain't even going to know it, because I already know I can't handle this pressure, and I'm saving them from me taking a stand, or I'm saving them from giving up a deal or giving more information that I got, that I re-release. Once, yeah, they put that chair on the table, and they put life without parole on the table, and they show me the real evidence. So they're going to thank me later, because they know what I know. But there's a lot of mistakes that OBlock made as a whole. So you just can't put all the blame on one member. So yeah, Boss Top made some mistakes. Yeah, King Von made some mistakes. Some of the members who got arrested, they made some mistakes. Yeah, a lot of big dogs and a lot of members, the whole neighborhood made big mistakes. And the reason why they made these mistakes, because the person who got hit ducked. The fish was too big not to rep on. Yeah, not to get the clout off that. The fish was too big. And even when they did handle that situation, allegedly, right? Even when they did, that's what the feds claim they did, right? When they did handle the situation, they didn't switch up their routine. Yeah, they didn't change nothing. They didn't move from the OBlock neighborhood. They started speaking on it more. They was dissing more. They were still doing interviews, giving out clues. King Von giving out OBlock change right after to the same members that got locked up for this situation. So if King Von was alive, King Von would still be off the streets, because they would have tied him in with the chaos situation, and they would have tied him in with the duck situation. Being that he rewarded them with the chains, they can pull that in some type of way, conspiracy. You see what I'm saying? Now, he might not son the hit, but he rewarded them after the hit, because they ain't no rappers. Yeah, they don't do no shows. Yeah, they ain't making no money off Spotify and all these apps. Yeah, so they would have brought Von in for conspiracy. So what the feds gonna try to do now is, when they talking to these members, they gonna try to put a big dog. They need a big dog on top of this case. Who sent y'all to hit to do this there? They need y'all to give up a big dog to put the icing on the cake. The cake already been baked. They already got the seasoning in it, and they had Patty the Bear make the cake, so you know the cake good. Yeah, so understand, they need y'all. They need the toppings on it though. They need the sprinkles. They want the sprinkles. They want the little whipped cream on the side. Yeah, this ice cream cake right here. They've been putting this in the freezer. They had this stuck in the freezer for months, for years. So this is an ice cream cake right here. But they need the little writings on it. Whether this Lil Durk, happy birthday Lil Durk, or happy birthday King Von. Now I feel like, in my opinion, whoever gonna flip, they gonna push it off, since the feds want a big dog on this. And in order to get a good deal like what 6ix9ine got, or something close to what 6ix9ine got, they're gonna either have to push it off on King Von or Durk. So I'm thinking like they're gonna push it off on Von, since he already did, right? Why wouldn't the one who flipped say Von told me to do that over Durk, when Durk's still alive and Durk still can put a bag on your head. And Dirk still can make a lot of power moves, even though Dirk still can do that for saying Von name, but Von gone, so Dirk ain't gonna say too much because he gonna be happy that you ain't say his name. So what Dirk gonna have to do is pay for lawyers on the low. You see what I'm saying? It's no way that Dirk cannot pay for their lawyers or send somebody, a third party or something to pay for their lawyers because they got too much information. So if the big dogs or OBlock don't help them out in this situation and all the information they know in their head, not even so much on this murder, on other murders, ain't no telling who can, what deal that the feds gonna come with. This when the powers that Dirk got in the music industry, we're gonna see if they really work. Because if they push it off on Von, you will see that it does work. Yeah, that having power in the industry is real. If they push it off on Dirk, then game over. Game over. If Dirk go down for this, game over. If Von go down, OBlock's still alive because Dirk's still alive. And you still got Chief Keef and Glow Gang on the West Coast. So, yeah, OBlock still alive. But if Dirk go down, it's over. Checker game, chess game, yeah, a lot of soldiers been taken off the board. Even some kings. But you at least got 4 kings. King Von got taken down. Still a couple kings left. Chief Keef, Dirk. But as far as like Chicago OBlock right now, Dirk, can't afford for his name to get brung up. And Dirk can't afford not to pay them lawyers or send somebody to pay them lawyers and get them the best situation they can. So he's going to have to some way, somehow put himself involved. He's still going to have to make the same type of music. So he still got to take shots. So if he release a new song or a preview, a new song, it's still going to be like ain't nothing happened. So he got to keep it the same. You know what I'm saying? He can't switch up his routine because the feds still watching, looking at him like, why you ain't acting like how you used to act? Why you so nervous? Why you ain't doing interviews? Why you ain't talking much? Why you ain't saying nothing on IG? So Dirk can't be switching up his routine like that. He got to stay the same. He got to keep making them same type of songs. He got to keep dissing. He got to keep the or it's gonna look too suspicious. Like, hold on. You see what I'm saying? So it ain't over. They gonna try to, ain't no way all these guys on this case, at least one ain't gone, because they're gonna give a good deal. Yeah, they're going to give it, because if everybody keep it solid, they're going to present a good deal where they take off the chair, they take off the life sentence, and they make it where you're going to walk the streets again. Yeah, because especially if you're the one who didn't pull the trigger and you're the one who didn't, send a hit, you was just there. Maybe you was a driver or you was a lookout or you just got pulled in it because you gave the guns or something like that, and they can work something with you. You can get a 30-year plea. Like, we can give you 30 years. You 21, 25, you still can do a good deed. And 30-year fed time, you only got to do 85% of that, and you get into programs and all that there. You'll have a second chance, 50 years old, late 40s. Depends on what type of strings they can pull. So I can see them, whoever flip the deal that they offer is a 30-year plea. Now, I can give you 30 years, but you got to give him, take the stand, give him. Now, if you can pull him in, if you can give us him, and you can give us some more murders, we can lower that 30 now. You want to do 20? You want to do 15, 10? Yeah, we got all the time. We've been had deals way before Wendy's and all them places. They got that from us. Yeah, all the people that give out deals, McDonald's, Burger King, 10-piece for $1.50 and all that there, they got that for us. We used to give out 10 pieces for $1.50. Yeah, so that's you giving up 10 members for a year and a half. Yeah, we gave out 4 for 4. You give us 4 members, you do 4 years. 2 on probation, 2 in a So they still in there. We need to sue them. So we got what you got? Because with this situation right here, it can get so deep when the feds giving out deals because they know about so many murders. So they could get a 6-9 deal because they can confess to so many murders and they know about so many murders, and they gonna believe them. They gonna believe them. Even if they wasn't there, they gonna believe them if they really say. So if one really want to see the streets again and he know the right information, then he definitely would walk the streets. He definitely would get all that, life without parole, death penalty, all that, that'll get off the table. We talking about murders. That's what the feds love the most. Guns, switches. These members know about all that. So when King Von gave them chains out, I hope he gave it to some real sturdy members that's gonna stay in 10. Because y'all gotta take this for the team. Y'all gotta make this what's gonna make OBlock strong. If they give you life, run with that. Take that. Whatever they throwing at you, take that. Because you giving up dirt, or you saying something about Vaughn, or trying to bring down other members because you know about other murders, ain't really gonna help nothing when the big dog still can feed your family. So you got to think about your family and your mom and your kids. Yeah, it's enough big dogs to make sure your kid's straight. That's the only thing you really got to care about, your mom and kid. Looking out for everybody else, nah. Just make sure my kid's straight, or my mama. And you ain't got no kid, my mama. And then they'll make that happen. Especially if everybody do it as a whole. Y'all was foot soldiers. Y'all had to go do that. The hit had to be made. Because who's to say if y'all didn't do that hit, that y'all even still be alive? Yeah, y'all could have been got knocked off one by one. So the hit had to be made because it was too easy not to do. Like, it was too, you know, he was still around. Like, he was still in the city. So it had to be done. We got the drop. We got the call. Either now and we got a good shot and a good chance to really get him, or we're going to keep letting them sneak around the city or trying to sneak up on them and not really getting a good shot at them or just grazing them. Yeah, so the damage had to be done, and the damage is done. And it was a good run with all the rapping, with all the, you know, dissing and with the internet. It lasted a long time. With the internet and everybody talking and the songs. But the reason why Vaughn had to get y'all them chains and record it, and Boss Stop had to do that interview and say what he say, because the fans, because the rap game. If this situation happened before Facebook came, IG, academics and all that came, y'all still would be on the streets because y'all wouldn't have repped on it like y'all did. And if y'all did, it would have been in-house. Like back in the day when the MCs were going against the GDs, when I had them towers, yeah, there was a lot of killing and rapping going on. And a lot of people ain't get found guilty or get locked up for situations because there wasn't no social media out there. The only type of social media was DVDs. A dude had to come out there with a camera and put a documentary together to get information from y'all. And they ain't really talk about that. But with the rap game and the money that come from the rap game and the fans saying the same thing to you that they say the future, and it does make you feel good. Like, when people love you and show you love and say you the realest and all that, it kind of feel better than money, because it's like a different feeling that everybody ain't gonna feel. Everybody gonna get to feel what it feel like to have money. Now, it don't got to be a lot of money, but you know, people that had $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, a couple hundred, so they know what that feeling like. They know what it feel like to go in the mall and buy a shoe, but they don't know what it feel like. Everybody ain't gonna feel like to wake up and you got hundreds of thousands of people saying you the realest, or you're a real killer, or you're a real stepper, or that make demons feel good. When righteous people and other demons praise them in other cities and other hoods, especially when they don't got no talent. They just got murder skills, which that is a talent. Yeah, that is a talent in the underworld, in the dark world. Murder skills is a talent. It's really a good talent in America if you want to use it for war and other things that the government needs. So don't get that messed up. So King Von was the first person who made OBlock hot or suspicious when he gave out the chains and they weren't rappers. He just gave it out to them. And he went to their hood. He at least could have made it look good, put some contracts, some fake contracts, and made it seem like he was signing them and stuff like that. It juiced it up a little bit to make it, you know, fit. The second, this was the icing on the cake. But Von, that was just that got him looking at him like, hold up. You know, like, what's going on right here? But the second thing was, the icing on the cake was Boss Top. Boss Top did that interview and he said what he said. They're just putting it like, okay, that's what the feds, when the feds see that, okay, he got the chains. He said that. You got bloggers saying that. But the bloggers, it definitely ain't their fault. Yeah, because if it was, the feds definitely would say, this blogger said. You think the feds would protect bloggers when the feds had way stronger people who gave up information they told and said that they gave up the information in government cases and all that there? So why would they protect bloggers that's just like the street guys who they locking up? Man, I'm telling you, if a blogger really give them the information and really call them and they will say something. They're not gonna hide that for what? The bloggers not even working with them, so why would they protect them when they not even working with the blogger? Still gonna do what he do, because he look at himself like a blogger, not a street guy, not an active street guy. Just like it ain't the blogger's fault, it ain't the news fault. They don't need this blogger to say something or this blogger to say something when they smart themselves. You think they need a blogger to put something together like they can't do it better? Like they don't got the experts, like they don't got the pros? The bloggers, we just started. They've been doing it for 20, 30 years. They locked up your daddy back in the day. Your daddy, they locked up the same detective still working. He finna retire though. He locked up your daddy. Yeah, when he was on the block. So you think they've been solving cases like this way before YouTube and internet even came out. The last time the feds really needed some help and they didn't know what to do and they were scratching their head and they was clueless and they didn't know how to solve cases, that was a long time ago, back in them John Gotti days, back in them Gambino family days, when they had to they couldn't figure out how to lock these guys up. So they had to come up with new laws, conspiracy and all that stuff. If it would have been them times now, that's when they would have needed to go to the bloggers and YouTubers. Yeah, so they already made the laws, but they don't really need. Yeah, now I ain't saying that they gonna watch. They gonna watch and listen, you know, and just to hear what people saying. But they know they can't really use none of that information in court because it's not gonna stick. As soon as because the reason why they don't give up bloggers, you think they protecting them, but no. If they ever say this blogger said this on this YouTube in court, man, the lawyer gonna eat that up. They're gonna get their case dismissed. So you listen. So the judge gonna tell the feds, or the lawyer gonna tell the feds. So you listen to a blogger that's way in Charlotte, that's way in California, talking about some Chicago business, talking about some Texas business, talking about something happening in New York, and he way in Seattle, Washington. How would he know something about New York? He just got a lot of fans and got a lot of time on his hands and putting stories together, and it seemed right, and he putting it out there. Even though that he could be right. He could know what he's talking about. And the feds could know that too. But they can't present that in court because it ain't going to stick. It's going to make them lose back. It'll drop that 99%. It'll drop down to 98, 97. So they ain't, nah. But in this situation, we're going to see how the feds play their hand and see how the members play their hand. It's a lot of stuff on the table. You got the chair on the table, life without parole on the table. And that pressure right there busts pipes. Is OBlock really built to last? Is OBlock really strong? Is they shooters? Is they really strong as they murders? Yeah, is they really strong as the BDs? Is the organization that was formed back in the day? Just the test right here. We're gonna see.